Welcome to Make a Path Presents. Ow. Alright, welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the Walking Dead TV show. I am going to scroll through, let me put on the screen here. I'm going to pick up where I left off from yesterday's epically long 35 or more minute video. We're scrolling through the comments talking about whatever we read, so that's what you're in for if you are watching this video. I want to show you a real Lucille bat that was sent to me from a member of the Map family who sells these on eBay, a disabled Army vet. You gotta check this out. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, I won't babble. I showed it off in the last video. If you want to check it out, go ahead and check that out. But they sell these on eBay, or he sells them on eBay. I'm going to put the information right here and put Lucille down in the background. And let's dive in with the questions. Dante, man, Davante McCullough? I suck at names. I'm actually really excited for Fear. I'm way too interested to see where characters plot takes them, like Travis and Strand. I have an excitement for Fear. I don't know. See, it's so difficult with a certain show like that. There are certain shows where I can just say, like Z Nation, in my opinion, is everything that is wrong with the zombie genre collected over the past 40 years and stuffed into one show. That's how bad I can't stand Z Nation. And I know it's filmed like it's one of those it's made to be made fun of type videos. It's made to be ridiculous, like Sharknado and shit like that. It's the it's so bad it's good style videos. And I just think creatively that's the weakest and easiest to make. You just film something dumb and just say, yeah, it was filmed to be stupid. But when it comes to Fear the Walking Dead, there will be 5 minutes I really like. There will be 1 minute I'm like, meh. There will be 10 minutes I can't stand. It's like, I can't believe the same writer put that in the script. And in 5 minutes, I love it. You know, 7 minutes go by and I'm liking it. Another 8 minutes go by and I'm like, this is alright. Another 4 minutes go by and I'm like, this is so horrible. So when I talk about Fear the Walking Dead, it's so up and down because it's filled with moments like that. But if I could hit a button to do anything and just make it the best show on TV, I would. I want it to be good. So I'm actually glad there's a lot of fans commenting that they love it and they're looking forward to it. One Piece sucks ass. Oh, this should be great. Say what you will about Fear, but their promo images always look cool. Okay. Candy Girl 101. Notification Squad. Jay Rizzy, the legend. I fucked that up. Why every time somebody new joins the cast or they introduce new characters, fans instantly think the Whispers are alpha? Oh, I don't know why. That's just crazy. Morgan Blue. This is a long one. I say keep doing videos on Fear. I am interested in what people have to say about it. Personally, I enjoy it. I don't know what it is with me, but I really dig. Big fan of the big characters. So when I see comments about Nick being the only interesting one, I'm shocked. I am actually shocked too. There's a lot of different interesting characters. I don't even remember their names right now, but I'm pulling for the daughter. I'm pulling for Travis. I'm pulling for Madison. Definitely I want Danny Salazar to come back and his daughter, forgetting her name, but Lucy Salazar? No, whatever. I like the actress. I like a lot of the actors, and I call them all actors. In case you haven't caught on by yet, my entire life I've always called them, you're an actor. Whether you're a guy, girl, I don't give a shit, you're an actor. So all the actors, out of all of them, 80% of them I really dig, you know what I mean? And I know them from previous projects, so that gives me more of a reason to want it to succeed. But I just find it so hard when it drops, and it just fucking pisses me off. What do we got? But I agree with you. You should be more interested in a lot of the other characters. There's some cool ones. The choices they make become like, it's as if they need something to happen plot-wise, so they just make this character go do that, you know? The Junkie is probably your least favorite. I feel like your reviews on it are the most honest, as always. Other people just act... Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Act like it's the worst. It's fucking difficult to just speak openly and candid. Even if it's something you absolutely love. Like, I absolutely love the zombie genre. I don't know how I can say it any different. The Walking Dead, I want Fear the Walking Dead. And when it sucks, I feel like dick. You know what I mean? Like, just a limp dick when I gotta say something negative about it. Some people act like you enjoy it or you're picking on it. Then when you say something good about it, you're just a fanboy. It is... what? You know? I don't know. People act like it's the worst show on TV. There's no way in hell Fear the Walking Dead is the worst show on TV. There's just no way in hell. Others act like nothing is wrong with it. I think we need someone who actually makes valid criticisms and valid praises when needed. But anyways, I'm looking forward to Walker Withdrawal Wednesday. Haha. Well, I hope yesterday's Walker Withdrawal Wednesday was a long one for you. Hopefully I can get that uploaded quickly. I love Bubbin Sugar. I don't know. I love your enthusiasm for The Walking Dead. Your brain goes a mile a minute. Laugh out loud. Be watching for Walker Wednesday videos because I'm going through withdrawals. Well, I hope we're helping with those withdrawals. Bathtub Barracuda. I think an amazing Easter egg next season would be a Walker in the background holding a knife. Don't draw attention to it. Most people will miss it. Just the idea of they were there, but you didn't even notice it was awesome. I don't know what you mean about a Walker holding a knife. What does that have to relate to? I don't know. My brain shut off. Leave a comment down below if you know what he means. But Josh762, I screwed that up, Gaming. Fear the Walking Dead has potential and I hope it works out well. I'm kind of a fan, but I don't like how we are just watching a dysfunctional family in the apocalypse. That's another, oh man, this is like a Fear the Walking Dead Q&A. That's another downside to it though. They started the family, they created that family aspect, and right from the gate I even came out and said this zaps all the tension away, because all the tension and suspense, because we know they're going to survive. For the most part, they're absolutely going to survive. I was a little bit surprised though that they did pull the trigger on the mom. Afterwards, I was kind of kicking myself in the ass like, man, you know what? You saw it, you felt it. You know what I mean? You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. But for a minute there, I thought they were going to lose their balls, to be honest, and they weren't going to kill anybody off. But I even said it. You got to get that one death in the end. So, but with the rest of the characters, after that one, I was like, you know what? It's not going to happen for Travis. It's not going to happen for Madison, because you see how they're building their stories. And they don't need to die. But I'm saying they should have done it with maybe 2 groups of families. You know what I mean? And then maybe have it seem like they were equals. And then over time, you have, you could have even added a little more, or maybe had nephews or cousins. I mean, done a bigger dynamic and then have characters killed off. I think that would have been intense, because then you wouldn't know who's going to get it or who's going to survive or who's going to, you know, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, family dynamics are a little problematic. Sometimes, too, the warning signs are a little too there. Like Chris, everyone knew he was going to die. I like that, though. I like the way they did it, because I'll be honest, I thought they were going to set it up where Chris and his dad would have to go head-to-head. So they surprised me with that, but everyone knew Chris was going to die at the end of it, you know. What are it? Broken Baskets? It's Lucille in human form. I miss Heath. Hope he comes back. Yeah, the actor's really good, but he's in 24, so I don't know if he's going to even have a big role on The Walking Dead, which is a damn shame. And you know what? I blame the structure, man. If you were cast as an actor and you love the show, but you need to do stuff to, you know, you only live once, you're in your prime only once, so you need to keep getting those shows, getting movies, you need to get hotter and hotter and hotter, to have a show go, you know what, you'll be in this episode, and then, you know, you'll be in 4 episodes later for 20 minutes. No, that's bullshit. Connor, L8, later, Connor later, whatever. Ronnie, do you think the slogan "Fear what you become" for Fear the Walking Dead could be alluring to the fact they become whisperers? No, not at all. I know you're not the biggest shipper of that theory, but the slogan is kind of fitting. However, yeah, you know what? You can fit that to anything. You could take everything they've ever done with Fear the Walking Dead, twist it and turn it into certain aspects, and then call it the Whispers. You know what? From the beginning, it has seemed like that's the direction they wanted to go secretly, even though it is so damn obvious. You have them, you know, the son walking with the walkers, then teaching the family to walk with the walkers and all that bullshit. It is probably the most predictable thing to go that direction, and I think that's why, one of the main reasons why I take such a hardline stance on no. You don't want to set that up as the misleading aspect. Yeah, you want the fan base to think it's the Whispers so that you can punch it into something else, you know what I mean? If they went that direction, that's just lazy writing. As far as the slogans and fearing what you become. He is walking with the dead, with the paint on his face, the blood on his face, and the way the blood is dripping down, it makes it look like skulls. So it's an extremely interesting and a awesome image, and it's an awesome little a little promo piece, you know what I mean, and a tagline. But the problem is that a cool tagline because someone was like, oh man, you know, he's walking with the dead, he could become dead inside himself, so fear what you become. Is that what they did? And then we, knowing what happens with the Whisperers, we are just thinking, oh, he's going to become a Whisperer. I think that has to be it, because if they were definitely becoming the Whisperers, I don't think they would ever keep piling it on in the taglines in this. The Whisperer story needs that punch. It needs that surprise, that mystery. And I'm not talking about the reveal. The reveal, you know, that comes easy afterwards. It's setting up people hearing walkers talking. It's setting up walkers doing things differently. The walkers with, you know, using knives and shit like that. You have so much there you can do on TV that they never did in the comic. Revealing people becoming the Whisperers and show the origin story, it steals all that setup, all that creepy mystery. It takes it right away, and it just bombs it, you know? Ivan Schneider. Hey, Ronnie, you should do a Season 8 death prediction percentage video for each character like you did in the past. Yeah, that's definitely coming. Pam Ramsey. Ronnie, I love your idea of saviors turning on each other. That would be epic to see. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit in yesterday's video. If you didn't check that out, because I think that is a fantastically cool idea about the savior that Michonne killed. Natalie, UK. I'm so excited for Fear the Walking Dead. I enjoy it a lot. I'd love more videos on Fear the Walking Dead from you. We'll see. Hopefully Season 3 is off the hook. That guy. Hey, Ronnie, I got this idea where Heath might be, and it's directly linked to Oceanside. Hold on, let me read this while I sip my coffee. All right, so that is that guy's idea about Heath connecting two characters from the comic. I have to say, that sounds like it would take up a little bit too much time. I like the idea. I like where your creative mind is at. I do not want a side story taking up that much time, though, especially that kind of side story, just around those characters, and the only really thing about it is bringing them into the fight. I would like it if it was nice and tight, and it also brought in the Oceanside group. Maybe the Oceanside group sent a couple people up to spy on what's going on with the war, and they came back with news that they're taking a beating. There's still a chance they can win, but they need help. So then the group starts getting divided about going and fighting, and then maybe Heath can speak up and help rally the troops based off stuff that he's seen. But we didn't leave him off in a good place last time, so that's also difficult as well. Maybe if Siddiq and group were able to travel up there, maybe to tell them that Heath was okay, and they seen something or something else happened. Yeah, that would be cool. But I like what you got here. I left it on the screen for those who want to read, but I like that. Thanks for sharing. Morales, call me a weirdo, but I got so excited to see Ronnie. He's my YouTube crush. Oh, that's sweet. Eric Persons. In Season 8, I think Negan is going to Lucille someone, and Eugene is going to be there to witness it. Seeing that happen again will make Eugene side with Rick again, cause we're going to talk about Eugene. I'm going to do a little video discussing Eugene shit. Wait, I had to go back and read that again. No, I disagree. Him just seeing that, just because Eugene is working with Negan doesn't mean that Eugene's never going to see someone die violently again at the hands of Negan. Eugene was not saying that at all. Eugene was saying he's not ever going to be on his knees as one of his potential victims. Even if Eugene witnesses a stranger being beaten to death by Lucille, Eugene's not there. He's not at risk. He's not terrified anymore like he was in Season 7, Episode 1. That is what Eugene means. He was terrified. You know what I mean? I think it's going to take more than just Negan Lucilleing somebody, in my opinion. Thanks for sharing, though. Wicked Dealer. I could have sworn they said Fear the Walking characters were supposed to show up in the main series during season 7, but they never did. I, for one, was pretty angry about this. Yeah, actually, if you want to go watch it, it's on Nerdist News.
Is a Nerdist News exclusive. That's right, we've got an exclusive rumor so secret, even our fearless leader / Talking Dead maestro, Chris Hardwick, doesn't know it. So here it is, folks. Our sources tell us that at least one of the characters who will be leading the Walking Dead spinoff will be appearing for a 6-episode arc in season 6 of The Walking Dead. They'll cross paths with Team Rick in Georgia before presumably making their way towards the West Coast for the LA-based show. Now, while there's still no air day set for the spinoff, here's what we have heard. The show is rumored to be titled Fear the Walking Dead and allegedly takes place while Rick was in a coma during the initial zombie plague outbreak. This means we'll get to see how the world crumbled around society as the dead first began to walk the earth. But hold up, if the Walking Dead spinoff is technically a prequel and we're meeting characters in season 6, what does this all mean?
I talked about this in a video before where I said this is ridiculous. How in the world is this possible? How does Nerdist News do predictions but also find out stuff that was exclusive, definite information, and they're connected to Chris Hardwick? And don't forget, their prediction video was exactly identically what happened, and it was released immediately after the spoilers were released. So it's like, what? The video's still up. I will put a link in the video description. Crimson Voodsod. I don't know. Do you think All Out War will end like in the comics or remixed in a big way? I think it will end similar but have a lot of remix. I think that comic book version works because of how it's released, and I don't think that would work as well on TV. I think they need some kind of bigger remix to go with it. Maybe some big epic battle and then it ends in that way. You need something that's going to hit hard. Or they could actually end it in the middle of the season. We've discussed this before. That way the break isn't as long. You know what I mean? You wouldn't need to remix it so much if you did that. You might get some criticism for having a lackluster ending to the war, but as long as you build the action around that, and this is what I love about writing, because this is the creative problem solving where you take something like the end of Negan in the comic book during that point in time was extremely underwhelming. It was not predicted at all. It was out of nowhere, so that was great. But it was just lackluster. It was just like you're waiting for this build-up. You get the face-to-face, and then it's like, and then a couple punches, and that's it. On TV, that would not work at all. So what you need to do creatively is figure out the story around it, where you can make that so suspenseful, ram the tension, have the Negan scene happen immediately during, and then have the Negan scene end out right after all that other stuff. That gives the audience the reward. You got to have something that concludes in a big way, tension-filled, relieve that tension, kind of like making music, you know? You can do that, have that lackluster comic book moment, put that into the TV show, which normally it wouldn't fit on its own, but surround it by all that epicness, and you could definitely make that work. Bones, 22J. The very first time I saw Beta in the comics, I thought of Triple H. He's probably a shitty actor, but he looks the part. I know. No. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. I think a wrestler or something, right? No. That's the first thing we do as fans, and I know, I do it too. We just do a Google search or we find someone who looks like who we're trying to cast. Nancy Webb. Negan and the leader of the Junkyard Group were talking, making a deal to give her some people. If Negan doesn't really trust Eugene anymore, could he trade him to the Junkyard Group? Thanks, Ronnie. I love your channel. Please tell Juliet hello for me. Hell. I will do. She gets out of school soon. Yeah, he could give him up. I think Negan likes his intelligence and he wants to keep a close eye on him, though, because of the Sasha situation. Negan, it kind of left it off like Negan was a little suspicious. So he might want to keep Eugene close to keep an eye on him. And also because he problem solves. He solved that one problem they were having over the course of a good amount of time. You know what I mean? But they could trade him, yeah. Slick865. Miriam Gaines, I agree, but at the end of season 8, when all is said and done, it would be cool if it cut to a teaser after the last episode is done to see a huge herd of walkers traveling somewhere, and right before the teaser cuts off, it goes to a close-up of 2 walkers and one of them say something. That teases the whispers for the comic book readers, and non-readers will be like, oh shit, then it cuts off. Yeah, that's one tease. I hear you, bro. But that steals the impact of having another character hearing walkers talking. I don't want to lose that. That is so awesome, because then the characters could talk about exhaustion and yada yada yada, and then you could create a scene after that. After you get these people who go out to uncharted territory, it's been years, it's been a time skip of a few years. These characters go through an event, they survive the weather, they are exhausted and dehydrated, worn out, just everything. And he's freaked out about talking walkers, you know what I mean? And then you have a scene or situation where you hear these walkers talking, even something small, you know, that would be fantastic. And you got to lead and build that over the course of a few episodes. And that's why I think The Whispers also is so fantastic for a new beginning. Because with a new beginning, you're doing a number of different things. One, it's a slow burn. And they need to realize that before going into this. You got a slow burn. You're introducing the fans to a new world that they have built up and established. So you're showing them all these things. You know what I mean? But again, it's a slow burn. You could put in the herd story. That would be pretty cool for a premiere. Moving the herds. And that's what makes the interesting story. You got to show them how they're living now. But you're inserting these moments that have this mystery in it. And it's a scary, creepy mystery. And that's the thing they need to emphasize. The creep factor. But you don't want to just give that up right away and just throw it out there with a teaser, in my opinion. But I definitely hear you. I want something creepy too, soon too. But at the same point, I'm like, no, don't rush it. Don't rush it, you know? But I would love to have something soon. But again, at the same point, I'm like, don't ruin it. We are going to stop here. You guys put any questions or comments you have down below. We'll record another little one, maybe a 10-minute video for tomorrow. I will go through a few more questions. Let's see what we got. I'm going to shut up. We're going to get right into that. Thanks for coming by, checking out the video. Subscribe if you're new here, because we talk about The Walking Dead all through the break and other horror shows. I got a lot more coming up that I've been planning and prepping over the past few days, but they take a while to put together, so stay tuned for that. And I'm not even going to put them out until I move at the end of May. So expect good things. Yeah, around June, July-ish, we're going to have some cool shit. All right, thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.